Hello, welcome to LMU Community TV News, your weekend edition. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and Knoxville Police Department says that Tyler Enix is in custody and his daughter Brooklyn Enix was found safe in Ohio this morning. The two were found in Morrow County in Ohio just before noon Thursday morning. A man heard the Amber Alert on the radio and realized that he was following the black Impala referred to in the alert. Deputies later conducted a traffic stop and Enix was taken into custody without incident. 36-year-old Tyler Ward Enix was added to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's top 10 most wanted list overnight. Enix was wanted by the Knoxville Police Department and is still wanted by the TBI for first-degree murder. On October 28th, Enix's wife, Kimberly, was found murdered in her apartment. Neighbors reported Tyler driving away from the apartment in her vehicle before she was discovered. Brooklyn Enix was the shared daughter of Tyler and Kimberly, and she was missing after the incident. A statewide Amber Alert was issued just after 5:30 Wednesday night. The alert remained active up until the two were located. KPD said Tyler and Kimberly were estranged but cannot confirm if he was living with her at the condo. Their daughter, Brooklyn, is safe and was taken to be treated at a medical center. Representatives with both the Knoxville Police Department and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation will be traveling to Ohio to conduct a full interview with Enix. A Kentucky fugitive accused of shooting at police on more than one occasion remains on the run following a manhunt that is continuing into its 7th day. The manhunt now follows a chaotic scene at a small-town Tennessee gas station that ended early Thursday morning with the arrest of two of Cook's friends. Now, you'll remember 62-year-old Floyd Ray Cook, a convicted rapist and robber, has eluded police since Saturday afternoon when he allegedly shot and wounded a Tennessee police officer. Two of Cook's known associates, both with lengthy criminal histories of their own, were arrested following the violent confrontation with the U.S. Marshals in White House, Tennessee on Wednesday night. Cook's whereabouts now remain unknown, and they are asking that anyone with any possible information on his whereabouts to contact 911 immediately. Cook stands 6 feet tall with blue eyes and gray hair, weighing 160 pounds. He was last seen wearing jeans and a green Carhartt type jacket. He was last seen driving a black 2001 Ford F-150 pickup with Kentucky tags 091HCS. The truck has an extended cab with a toolbox in the bed and chrome running boards and a blue University of Kentucky Wildcat license plate on the front. Authorities say that Cook is considered armed and dangerous and urge anyone who sees him to not approach him. Well, under new direction, the Lincoln Memorial University Police Department and Security Division are focusing on more ways to increase safety on each campus. Cesar Gracia, Director of Campus Safety Operations and Emergency Preparedness Facilitator, is making sure that classes are held throughout each month that increase the knowledge of every officer with both departments. Just last week, a patrol rifle class was held. Gracia told LMU Community TV News that in light of all the active shooter situations that have been happening across the country, they want to have the officers and armed guards trained on how to use the patrol rifles to protect the students and faculty on campus. Thursday afternoon, Dale Farmer, a retired Kingsport officer and lead instructor with the Governor's Highway Safety Office, came to campus to work with the departments on felony traffic stops. Farmer travels across the United States and he is nationally known for the work that he does with each department. Gracia told us that the training is basically an update on the best practices with dealing with low-risk and even high-risk traffic stops, and that does include felony traffic stops. Coming up in the next few weeks, we will be continuing more work with the departments to be sure that the safety is encouraged, so be sure you stay with us. When Lance Corporal Cody Evans came into contact in December 2011 with an improvised explosive device, the Afghanistan-stationed Marine figured life as usual was over. After a stay in the hospital, the double amputee came back to his Speedwell home and faced the many challenges of getting on with life. Now a Lincoln Memorial University student, Evans will find life a bit easier via the help of Soldiers Journey Home, the nonprofit organization known for building disabled-friendly homes for returning soldiers who have been traumatically injured in the line of duty. Community involvement will be very important in building the specially adapted home, says ASJH President Mike Fitzpatrick. They are asking for in-kind donations of building materials, financial support, and the donation of land for Cody's new home. To that end, 2 rallies have been scheduled. The local rally will be held at 5:30 on November 13th at Podunk's Restaurant, located at 3575 Old Highway 63 in Speedwell. To widen the search for extra support, a second rally will be held in Knoxville at Perceptics, located at 11130 Kingston Pike. This rally will begin at 6:30 on November 24th. A Soldier's Journey home began to answer the devastation of September 11th in 2001. So to find out more about a Soldier's Journey home by visiting the organization's Facebook page or their website, www.asoldiersjourneyhome.org. Now coming up, a lot of activities are planned for the Halloween weekend, so be sure you stay right here to see where these events are taking place. That and more right here on LMU Community TV News.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
As Breast Cancer Awareness Month comes to an end, we wanted to discuss a few topics with our friends at the DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine. One very important issue to know for both women and men is your family history. It is very important for women to know if breast cancer runs in your family, and it is even more important to let your doctor know that specific information.
It's really imperative that you disclose all that information to your healthcare provider. So it's important to have those conversations. And it might not be the most, fun thing to talk about at Thanksgiving dinner, but it could save your life. So if you know, did your mother, did your grandmother, your sisters, any children, children of your siblings, if they had something like that, breast cancer, cervical cancer, you may be at a higher risk for those diseases as well. And that can impact when we start the screening and how often we perform the screening. So yes, it's important to know, is it on the maternal side, is it on the paternal side? Is it an immediate relative or is it a secondary relative? That can impact, do we want to do this every single year? Do we need to send you for mammogram? Maybe every 3 years. sometimes people think that they're related, and they think back and they're like, oh, actually that was a aunt through marriage or something like that. But certain genes that come up in breast cancer and cervical cancer can run in families, and those have a higher statistical average of occurring throughout generations.
I think it's really critical because over history, breast cancer and breast screening and any women's health screening has been looked at as a taboo. And actually, a few years ago, I worked with Susan G. Komen, where we actually provided health education to families. And you would be surprised, the men of the family or the wife's spouses were very, very surprised on how critical it is to screen for breast cancer. And I feel like that made an impact. And outside of taboo, I think the biggest hurdle here in this community is the financial burden. A lot of our patients, a lot of the community doesn't have health insurance, and that's really the biggest problem I feel like in this community in particular.
And we do want to send a thank you to DCOM for their continued assistance in answering our questions about health issues so we can make sure that you get the information that you need to know to keep you and your family healthy. Well, coming up Friday night at Tex Turner Arena, kick off the Halloween weekend with Halloween Havoc with LMU and the Rail Splitter Athletic Department.
I think this is the third annual year we're having the Halloween Havoc in Tex Turner Arena. It'll be Friday, October 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. We asked all the community to come out. We have free trick-or-treating around the arena, giveaway prizes, different things like that. It's really a great event for not only the athletic department, but the university as a whole to kind of connect with the community. It's a university-wide event. We have all different departments, organizations that are going to have tables set up, and there'll be different costumes and different things going on. We also have a photo booth with the athletes. I know that's a big hit with all the kids and stuff. So we're really looking forward to it. It's grown each and every year, and I think this is going to be the best year yet, so we're excited.
6 to 8 p.m. there will be games, prizes, a photo booth, along with free indoor trick-or-treating. Along with that, while there, you can take a sneak peek at the new arena floor and also see the men's and women's basketball teams practice. Plus, there will be a performance from the LMU cheer and dance teams. You will have the chance to see LMU's Tex Turner Arena and meet some of the athletes, cheer and dance teams, and members of LMU's student organizations. Entrance and trick-or-treating are free. Now, some of the activities will have a small fee. Also, members of LMU Community TV will be there, so be sure to stop by our table for some candy. And if you would like more information, you can contact Karen Farmer at 423-869-7409 or shoot her an email at karen.farmer@lmunet.edu. Now, Halloween is a great tradition, but all of that excitement during the events of the holiday can cause children to be somewhat forgetful to be careful. The biggest dangers of the night are not the witches and goblins, but rather the falls and even pedestrian and/or car accidents. So, here are some safety tips to keep you and your family safe on Halloween night. For parents, remember to make sure your children's costumes are bright and reflective. Make sure they have a flashlight or even a glow stick. Always make sure they have an adult with them to supervise the trick-or-treating. Plan out your route. Only travel to familiar areas and have your established route memorized. Only stop at houses and apartments that are well lit, and of course never go into a stranger's house. Tell your children not to eat any of the candy until they get home and it can be inspected. A very important tip is to slip a piece of paper with your child's name, address, and phone number inside their pocket just in case they get separated from your group. Now, for homeowners, you can leave your porch light on to let the children know that trick-or-treating is welcome. Also consider keeping your household pets confined from the trick-or-treaters. For motorists, watch for children that could dart out from between parked cars. Watch for children walking on roadways, medians, and curbs. And enter and exit your driveways carefully. Always watch for children in dark clothing. And also make sure to contact your city hall to find out the hours for trick-or-treating in your neighborhood. And also a good thing is to remember that several local churches offer trunk-or-treating, which is a safe alternative to trick-or-treating. Next Saturday, November 7th, LMU Community TV will be taking part in the 3rd annual Servolution Telefest and fundraiser. The annual event goes to raising funds for building expenses, equipment, healthcare providers, and any other items that may be needed. This year, the event will include a fall festival on site at Servolution Health Services. The festival will include hay rides, games, food, and music. The public is invited and encouraged to attend. The Servolution Telefest will be hosted on 91.3 WLMU, 740 WCXZ, and LMU Community TV on Vive Broadband Channels 4 and 24 and on Sunset Digital Channel 19. You can call in beginning at 9 o'clock through 3 o'clock to 869-6074 to make your pledge to help Servolution Health Services continue offering free medical and dental services to the community. Well, now it's time to continue our newest segment on LMU Community TV. As we told you last week, LMU Community TV and the Claiborne Animal Shelter joined forces to bring you the Pet of the Week segment. These furry faces are available for adoption at the Claiborne Animal Shelter, and for those of you who have a fur baby, you know there is nothing that can replace the love of a pet. So now let's introduce you to this week's Pet of the Week, followed by your sports update with Adam Haley.
Hi, I'm here today with Mary Ann from the Claiborne Animal Shelter, and today she has brought Sugar with her. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Sugar?
Well, Sugar's one of our senior citizens. Sadly, she lost her family. They passed away, and we believe she's a rat terrier. We believe she's 10 plus.
Okay.
She still has a lot of life. She's a great companion for anybody who's elderly or just wants a lap dog, because that's all she wants to do is to just be on your lap. And she's really sweet.
Oh, I can tell.
And we brought these two dogs today to let people know that, you know, there's a lot of puppies brought in, and that we also want to show off our elderly and our not so perfect puppies, and that they're adoptable. And we know there's a lot of people out there that like dogs like this. So
yeah, and every dog deserves a family. So what can you tell us about the rat terriers?
The rat terriers were probably used around the farms originally.
Okay.
They are a terrier, so they are sometimes mischievous, but they're real lovable, and she would be great with probably a couple.
Yeah.
She will tolerate children and stuff, but an older dog,
right?
You know, you have to take into consideration that, you know, and she just needs somebody that just wants to love her.
Yeah.
And she bonds really easily, and she's not one that'll take off on you, I don't believe.
I don't think so. Okay, so the type of family she would be good for a couple, maybe an elderly, someone that
a senior. I believe she likes to travel. She was really good in her crate. She was pretty well crate trained and stuff. She's going to be spayed.
Okay.
And she would, you know, just be great with just a couple that would just want a nice lap dog.
Okay. So if someone wants to adopt Sugar, tell us about the process that they would need to go through.
They can fill out, either come into the shelter or fill out an online application. Our biggest requirement is that they have a vet, and they have an association with a vet.
Okay.
They're up to date if they have pets of their own right now. We just check to see if they're up to date on their inoculations and stuff like that, and their rabies. So that's the most important thing. And you know, we just like to see how they bond with the
family.
People, with
okay.
The family. Yeah.
How long has Sugar been at the shelter?
She's been there probably about 4 days.
About 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's fairly new.
She is new.
So she is looking for a family. So if you're interested in making Sugar a part of your family, go to claiborneanimalshelter.com, fill out an online application, and you can even go to the shelter and meet with her.
Getting out of the military, I was missing this camaraderie.
It's frustrating when you try and talk to people that don't understand.
I would be talking, but I wasn't there with them. You just feel so alone.
I still had the anger, I still had the addictions, but we didn't talk about that.
Came to a point where it's like, okay, I really need to talk to somebody about this.
Family more or less encouraged me, you know, go
Go to the VA, you're a veteran, see what they can do to help you.
When you have family, friends, when you have the facilities like the VA and the Vet Center, it gives me, it gives others encouragement to keep moving forward.
It's okay to go get help. It's okay to talk to people, because it takes true strength to ask for help.
Talking with other veterans was the best method for learning the roadmap to success.
Hear veterans' real stories of strength and recovery at maketheconnection.net.
Heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
The LMU volleyball team hosted Carson Newman University Tuesday evening. Coming into the game, the Eagles were tied with Wingate for first place in the conference and was looking for the season sweep of the Lady Rail Splitters. LMU came out strong, hitting .448 in set 1 and rolling the Eagles 25-12. Set 2, LMU continued their run as they fed off of the crowd at Mary Mars, and they were able to hold off Carson Newman with a late 5-2 run to take set 2 25-20. With a chance to sweep the match against the rivals, the Lady Rail Splitters connected on 15 kills and hit .414 to take set 3 25-17 in the match 3-0. Kiera Holland led LMU with 15 kills while hitting .500 for the match. Now at 11-11 overall and 8-8 in the conference, the ladies will try to continue their late season push as they'll travel to Hartsville, South Carolina Friday evening for a match against Coker, and on Saturday they'll be in Wingate, North Carolina to face the Bulldogs of Wingate University. The LMU soccer teams will be at home this weekend to finish off the 2015 season when they play host to Catawba College. The women's team will start at 1 p.m. with the men to follow at 3:30 p.m. LMU Sports Network coverage will start at 12:50. The preseason South Atlantic Conference basketball polls were released earlier in the week, and the women's team was selected by the coaches to finish 7th in the conference. Anderson was selected as the preseason favorites by 5 votes over Wingate. All told, 5 teams had at least one first-place vote, and LMU's Megan Pittman was selected to the All-SAC preseason second team. The LMU men were selected by the coaches to win their 4th consecutive conference title. LMU had 9 first-place votes and was 13 points ahead of last season's tournament champion, Carson Newman. Luquan Choice was selected to the All-Conference first team, while Gerald Simmons was selected to the All-Conference second team. Also on Tuesday afternoon, the NABC Division II preseason poll came out, and the Rail Splitter men were ranked 5th behind Augustana, Tarleton State, West Liberty, and Bellarmine. LMU was the only SAC team to be ranked in the preseason poll. Now let's take a look at the upcoming high school football games inside the tri-state area. In Kentucky, Harlan County will be visiting 9th-ranked Bell County. The Black Bears will be looking for a win to complete their season at 500. Pineville will be on the road to complete the season at Jenkins. The Mountain Lions will be looking for just their 2nd road win of the season, while Jenkins will be looking for their first home win since September of 2012. Middlesboro will finish off their regular season at home against Williamsburg. Middlesboro has been outscored 166-26 during their latest 3-game losing streak. In Tennessee, Cumberland Gap will be looking to avoid their first winless season on Thursday night when they play host to 4th-ranked and undefeated Hampton. This is our Old Town Grill game of the week, and pregame coverage will start at 6 p.m. with Spotlight on Tri-State Football on 91.3 FM WLMU. Again, that's a Thursday night contest. Claiborne will finish off their season on the road in Pigeon Forge against the 10th-ranked Tigers. The Bulldogs are eliminated from playoff contention, and they're trying to avoid their first 7-game losing streak since 2004. Campbell County will be at Oak Ridge. The winner of this game will take 2nd place in the region and will host the first round of the playoffs next week. Angelico will be on the road at Harriman. The Blue Devils are on a 4-game losing streak and are still looking for their first regional win since October of 2012. In Virginia, Thomas Walker will be hosting Twin Springs. The Pioneers are looking for their third win in a season for the first time since 2011. Now next week we'll go over the first round playoff games in Kentucky and in Tennessee, as well as finish off the regular season in Virginia. Now that's all for sports, but stay tuned. Joseph Lewis and Tyler Rowlett will be here after the break to let you know what movies are being released this weekend and what concerts are happening around the area when we return to LMU Community TV News.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Coming to theaters this week is Burnt, a dramedy starring Bradley Cooper as an unstable, drug-addicted chef who loses everything and relocates to London in order to rebuild his life. August Osage County director John Wells tackles a screenplay penned by Eastern Promises writer and Peaky Blinders creator Stephen Knight, while Sienna Miller, Uma Thurman, Daniel Bruhl, and Alicia Vikander co-star. Also new to theaters this week is Our Brand is Crisis, a political drama with a sense of humor based on Rachel Boynton's 2005 documentary of the same name. Adapted for feature by Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy co-writer Peter Strawn, the film centers around Sandra Bullock as Calamity Jane Bodine, a retired consultant tapped by her superiors to manage the campaign of an unpopular presidential candidate in Bolivia. Billy Bob Thornton co-stars as Jane's nemesis alongside Scoot McNairy and Anthony Mackie, and the film is helmed by David Gordon Green, the filmmaker behind All the Real Girls, Pineapple Express, and last year's acclaimed Nicolas Cage starring drama Joe. Lastly for this week, and something of an R-rated alternative to Goosebumps, is Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, a horror comedy from Christopher B. Landon, longtime Paranormal Activity writer and director of that series' 5th installment, The Marked Ones. Mud's Ty Sheridan stars as a Boy Scout faced with the beginning of the end as a zombie outbreak begins ravaging his hometown, and from there, it's up to him and his reluctant troop to save the day. Anchorman's David Koechner and cinema's eternal elder Cloris Leachman co-star. All three of these films can be seen in theaters nationwide starting this Friday, October 30th, and as always, be sure to check your local listings for special Thursday night screenings in the area. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
Hi, I'm Tyler Rowlett of 91.3 WLMU and LMU Community TV, and here's your concert calendar for the week of October 29th, 2015. Widespread Panic will be doing a 2-night run on the 30th and the 31st of October at the U.S. Cellular Center in Nashville. The jam band legends are known for breaking out some great costumes on stage during their Halloween shows, with past costumes including Shrek, chickens, various characters from Star Wars, and many others. They also encourage their fans in attendance to dress up as well. It's a 2-night Halloween jam. On October 5th, Kit Moore will be performing at the Tennessee Theater in Knoxville. This tour is in support of his new album, Wild Ones. Wild Ones is a follow-up to his wildly successful debut, Up All Night. This will be a night of country music and one of the most beautiful venues in America. I'm Tyler Rowlett of 91.3 WLMU and LMU Community TV, and that's your concert calendar for the week of October 29th, 2015.
And that is going to do it for your weekend edition of LMU Community TV News. Thank you for joining us. For everyone behind the scenes, I'm Ashley Hurley. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday.